So I do have some levels to talk about on Bitcoin. Now, there is a troubling thing with Bitcoin, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear it. I'm just trying to be honest and like be straight with you guys. So do I love Bitcoin long term? Yes, I do, 100%. But one of the things that concerns me is that on the Fed day, the stock market had a big up day and Bitcoin had a big up day. Yesterday, the stock market was up about 1/3 to 0.5%, so it continued its rally, and Bitcoin pulled back about almost a half of the move. I don't like seeing that because if it gets driven up with the Fed, why didn't it continue with the stock market the day after? Now, you could maybe say the dollar was strong, so maybe that played a little bit of a role, but the dollar didn't have that big of a move, to be honest, where I would have thought it would have caused that type of move.
In this video, Gareth will delve into several key topics. He'll discuss why Bitcoin didn't sustain its rally alongside the stock market, exploring implications for its future trajectory. Additionally, Gareth will analyze Tesla's decision to reduce car output in China and its potential ramifications for the EV market. Nike's warning about its revenue growth dipping to single digits in the first half of 2025 raises questions about consumer market stability, and Gareth will address this concern. Despite a notable reversal, gold is exhibiting signs of bullishness, prompting further examination into this trend. Join Gareth in this interview as he explores these topics and more. Before we continue with the rest of the video, do check out daily 5-minute crypto newsletter with all the latest crypto and Bitcoin news. It's a fantastic analysis of on-chain crypto data and breakdowns, and the best part is it's absolutely free. They'll cover expert predictions, breakdowns of on-chain crypto data, and any breaking news you need to know, all in a nutshell. Click the first link in the description and enter your email to join over 50,000 others in becoming a better crypto investor right now.
Now, again, Bitcoin's coming back in here. So what we want to pay attention to is we want to watch this low now, right? Very obvious technical level. It's right around 60,800-ish or so. So again, if we do come back in here, does this level hold here? If it doesn't, it opens, look at this. There's really no sideways chop or major high pivot in this range here below these levels, all right? So again, that would be something that if we crack and break below this level, and technically you need to confirm, that'll give you the solidification that we will break lower. But again, that's going to be something to watch. Now, it might come back down and go like that, in which case that's fine. That's fine. But I just want to make you aware that the price action yesterday was not the ideal price action. If the stock market was up, you'd like to see Bitcoin participating, risk assets, risk on type situation. Now, again, on the bigger time frames, we want to see that weekly close above 69.2. That would be a big signal as well that the bull market run starts up again. But right now, we're watching. We have this level here at 69.2 and this one at 60,800. Which way do we go? Let's watch over the next couple days.
Bitcoin's path to a new record high appears promising as indicated by recent developments. Grayscale Bitcoin trust outflows have decreased to $170 million, suggesting a potential upswing in Bitcoin prices. Despite the challenge posed by BTC outflows, Bitcoin's momentum seems to be shifting as institutional outflows decline. The US spot Bitcoin ETF has experienced decreasing inflows amidst high BTC outflows, but this trend may be reversing. A reduction in BTC selling could alleviate downward pressure on ETF trends, potentially paving the way for new Bitcoin highs. Statistician Willie Wu shares similar sentiments, suggesting that the worst of the sell-off may be behind us. Despite recent obstacles, ETF providers like AR Invest CEO Kathy would remain optimistic about Bitcoin, indicating that significant institutional exposure is yet to materialize. As Bitcoin navigates market fluctuations, it stands poised for potential price discovery and renewed bullish momentum in the days ahead.
We have 4 key headlines today that are moving things in the markets. Number 1, Tesla falls pre-market after the company says car output or cuts car output in China because of a slump in EV sales. So again, basically what this is telling you is that EV sales have slowed so much that Tesla is finding they don't have to produce as many electric vehicles in China because they're just not selling. And again, sure enough, pre-market, we are seeing Tesla stock come down. You can see there's technical support levels. We'll go over these on the chart in just 1 second so you can understand how I arrived at these levels. Next up, we have FedEx pops 11% on earnings as the company reported better than expected earnings and approved a $5 billion stock buyback. Now, stock buybacks, for what you guys, maybe you guys don't understand what those are. Essentially, it's the company buying back shares. And when you buy back shares, it essentially, the company buys the shares using $5 billion in this case, and then they basically make them vanish, meaning that there's less shares in the company. And that's what one of the reasons I call it financial engineering is because if you have 10 shares in a company, right? Just let's do a simple math question here. 10 shares in a company and the company makes $10, that's $1 per share. If the company buys half of those shares back, you only have 5 shares left. If the company just makes the same amount of money, $10, right? Then you now are making $2 per share. So it's a way to not necessarily increase your earnings, but still your valuation looks a lot more attractive and you look a lot better because you're making more money per share. Now, this was one of the big things we've seen really take over Wall Street. In fact, in the government, there's a lot of questions on whether or not this should be allowed or how it's done, because basically what it does is a lot of these CEOs that make $50 million a year, $100 million a year, it just makes them look good without them actually having to do a whole lot in addition to grow the company. So again, you see pay increases because the company's doing better and the stock keeps going up because, again, valuations being cut down by the share buybacks, but the company is not really doing better. And again, that's why I call it financial engineering. All right, Nike stock falls 6% after warning its revenue growth would sink to single digits in the first half of 2025. This warrants an alert on the consumer. So you guys know every time I see something like this, I'm letting you guys know there's something going on here. We have to watch the consumer so closely in the U.S. at least. And the reason I say that is because the backbone of the U.S. economy for decades has been consumer spending. We know credit card debt over $1 trillion. Auto loans, crazy just increase. Default rates starting to rise. U.S. government debt. I mean, we could go on and on and on. But essentially what we're seeing here is maybe there's a crack in the consumer. So Nike, again, keep an eye on that. You can see I have technical levels here. You can find these on Verified Investing on Twitter, by the way. Lululemon falls 13% pre-market after forecasting annual revenue growth below expectations. So again, a consumer issue potentially here. Demand for their premium products is falling. And again, we have some technical levels down here that we'll go over on the chart.
Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, has voiced his opinion that Tesla should eventually enable Dogecoin as a payment method for its vehicles. He exclaimed Dogecoin to the moon while explaining his rationale for supporting the meme cryptocurrency. Musk highlighted that while many affluent individuals were backing Bitcoin, there was a groundswell of support for Dogecoin among Tesla and SpaceX's customers, prompting his inclination towards it.
Looking at gold real quick, guys. Gold again continues to kind of have a little weakness. Now, I want to show you something, and this is one of the reasons. Wow, it's getting late. Holy cow. Okay, so gold overall, even though it had a big reversal, I actually think it's bullish, and I'm going to tell you why. So yesterday we saw a massive move up on the dollar that eclipsed. Like, look at this. Look at the move on the dollar, right? The dollar is right now having surged up. Now, remember, gold goes inverse to the dollar. So this is now above the Fed move down. But the tricky thing, so basically what this would imply is that gold should be lower than it was a couple days ago. In the difference maker here, if we flip back to gold, gold did not drop that much. So yes, it came off of this high, but look, it's not below where we were a few days ago, meaning it's holding, it's getting money flow into it. So yes, it's pulled back, but considering the dollar move, it's actually holding.
Central banks are persistently engaged in robust gold buying, with over 1,000 tons added annually. Emerging markets are showing a preference for local currencies, potentially enhancing gold's role. However, gold faces challenges amid the recent surge in U.S. Treasury yields and the strength of the U.S. dollar. In Argentina, there's a growing trend of individuals turning to online side jobs to supplement their income with cryptocurrency earnings, particularly among students from lower-income backgrounds who are grappling with the adverse conditions of the national economy. These individuals commonly seek opportunities with foreign companies or platforms that offer payment in crypto. For more daily dose crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.